Welcome in, everyone, to another edition of the Columbus Lions Coaches Show here from Poor Decisions. It's 50 Cent Wing Night, as always, here at Poor Decisions. So come and hang out with us and the Lions crew, as we are going to have a fantastic show in store for you. 50 Cent Wing Night all night tonight. Watch some NBA basketball games that are going on. A lot of fun here at Poor Decisions, and it has been one of the top places, I'm telling you. I never stepped foot in here before the Columbus Lions Coaches Show, and after I have, I'm going to be a regular, I promise you that. Mike Peacock can't stand missing their wings. He even left work early to get here. We got him. We got Dave Plata. I'm going to be talking with head coach Damian Daniels. How about the Lions start? 3-0 on the season. Dominant win, 62-28 over Mississippi Wolfpack. They're 2-0 in league play. We'll talk about that win with Coach Damian Daniels. And they're on the road this week at the Jersey Bearcats, who come in 1-1 on the season. They lost last week to the Wheeling Miners on the road, 40-25. Also going to have on running back sensation Marco Lee and defensive back Grant Jackson. Are going to talk about how their season's going so far, why they love the Columbus Lions, and what they're looking forward to for the rest of the way. And we'll wrap it up here live from Poor Decisions with Mike Peacock and Dave Plata. Let's talk about last week's game. Blaine Espinoza, he's been great all season. Last week did it with his arm, did it with his legs. He right now has 12 touchdowns and only 1 interception. He has been absolutely great at the quarterback position. Receivers, how about Jarmon Fortson? He's been great. But Jakias Creedle, 9 touchdown reception in 3 weeks. He's been great as well. Michael Hill's come in when needed. He actually threw a touchdown last week. He has 3 on the season. But the Lions offense, they are dominating from start to finish, and the defense has been lights out. But when talking with Damian Daniels right after the game, he says there's always room for improvement. So we'll talk with him on why he felt like they had a much-needed great practice on Sunday ahead of this first road game of the season against the Jersey Bearcats. Also, A.J. Robinson, the 14-year-old sensation, blew it out the water. Another great halftime show, another great event put on by Corey Black, Roger Beck. This is probably the most attended game that we've had out of all 3 of the weeks that we've done this so far this year, and A.J. Robinson was great. So we look forward to talking with Coach Damian Daniels coming up next here on the Columbus Lions Coach Show. All right, Coach. Coach Picard doesn't leave any wings for anybody, man. We love Coach Picard, but save some of these wings for everybody else. It's 50 Cent Wing Night, Columbus Lions Coaches Show, and I'm with head coach Damian Daniels. Coach, we were talking about this off air. I had people texting me and like, what did you do to upset our coach? Why was Dame so unhappy? But that was a message to your team. So kind of explain why you were kind of upset, even though you won by a lot. You didn't like kind of how the performance in the second half.
And that's what it's all about. I try to tell my guys never look at the score.
Right.
Always think about how we play and, for 4 quarters of the football game. And with the standard that we built here, some of the things we went over in practice, we didn't execute.
Right.
So that was my message to my team, that I don't care what the score is. Right. It's about the execution. And but I think it worked because Sunday we had our film, and in our meetings, our guys, they said, Coach, no, we get it. So I think everybody's on board, and we're ready for another week.
All right, Coach, let's talk about – we got to talk about the quarterback, Blaine. He's got 12 touchdowns, 1 interception. He's putting up MVP-type numbers so far earlier in this year.
Yeah.
What has he meant? It seems like every week he gets better and better, and the offense is really starting to click right now.
Right, and that's the only thing we ask to him. We don't ask him to, come out and be a hero. We just want to get better individually and as a team, week by week, and he's been doing that. So if we can continue to get better, I think we're gonna be ready to roll.
All right, I know I always talk about DeAndre Brown, but DeCoven Ware, he's been lights out in the backfield too. Talk about having that dynamic duo that just creates so much havoc in the backfield, man.
Actually, those guys have been fighting every week.
Who's gonna be the sack leader?
Who is going to be the defense player of the year? And right now, I would have to give my hand to DeCoven.
No doubt, man.
He has been an animal in the middle. But DeAndre coming off that edge, I mean, having those two guys together, it's been great for us.
Let's talk about the two players you got with you. For one, Marco Lee, he's a running back. When you need tough yards, you got the fumble last week, first play.
Right.
Marco ran through like 3 wimpy tacklers. It was easy. How awesome to have him in short yardage situations to make plays.
Right, just his versatility, as a whole. We can give it to him out of the backfield. We can slip screen it to him, and he can block like an offensive lineman. So
now that's huge.
That's the biggest thing in this game. What he brings to the table, it opens our offense tremendously.
We talked about Jakari Thomas last week.
Yeah.
This week you brought Grant Jackson, another defensive back.
Right.
These guys have been lights out, and I feel like they're trying to set the standard for the way you played back in the day. How do you feel like the DBs have been so far?
They've been getting better week by week as well. Both of those guys are rookies to the arena game, so it's a little easier to coach them, to be honest with you, just because they don't know anything.
Right.
But Grant is another guy. I met him at a tryout down in Jacksonville.
Nice.
And we kind of clicked from day one, and he's been one of my guys. And so I was glad he was able to get an interception last week.
All right, let's talk about this week of preparation. You said you got into them, you got to watch film.
Right.
Do you feel like the guys have been focused? It's the first road game.
Right.
Okay, and if you take what happened in that second half over to Jersey, you can get beat no matter they lost to at Wheeling or not.
Exactly.
So how has the week of preparation been for the first road game of the season?
And that was my main message, man. So I'm glad that we have been locked in. We got to practice tonight. We're going to practice one more time tomorrow, and we'll get on the road Friday. We got to travel out and fly to New Jersey. So as long as we can execute and do what we need to do as far as practice goes and the game plan, I think we're going to be all right.
What do you know about Jersey? We know they beat Mississippi in week 1, dominated them, lost last week at Wheeling. What do you know about Jersey? And do you feel like it's going to be a hostile environment for y'all?
Yeah, it definitely is. It's going to be a little different arena setup-wise, so I've been kind of preparing my guys for that. But another quality team in this league. I think between the 4 teams in this league, they're all quality. But I would definitely put Jersey as one of the better teams. Even though they lost 40-25, if you go back and watch that game, it was a lot closer than the score. So it's gonna be another tough ball game, man. So we just got to make sure we eliminate the mistakes going into that game, especially on the road.
Yeah, and how do you keep your guys focused knowing y'all are undefeated right now? You beat Wheeling, so it automatically means you're going to beat Jersey, and that's not how football works. That's definitely not how arena football works. So how do you get them to tune out everything y'all have done so far and to get better this week?
We take everything week by week, so we're not even thinking about last week right now, not thinking about their game. This is us against Jersey, and anything happen in arena football. So we want to keep that mentality and make sure, we're locked in.
Have you been able to watch any film on them or see, do they have any problems for y'all this year? What do you know about Jersey?
It's a quality football team. They got a pretty good quarterback. Got 2 receivers that's pretty good. And a couple running backs. So they're definitely going to pose a problem. But, I always feel like if we do what we do and we be who we are, we got a chance to win it.
One of the biggest things last year, I feel like every week you were having to worry about things outside of football. Now with this being the first road week, does it feel nice? You don't have to worry about logistics or anything else. You're just talking with Roger and Corey. They let you tell them what you need, and boom, you're ready to play football.
That's how, it's a dream come true, to be in this position and to have that kind of support behind you. It allows me to do my job better. So hopefully, we can go get a game on the road.
All right, let's talk about this place, Sport Decisions. We've had a lot of fun here last couple of weeks,
Oh,
Coach.
yeah.
This is going to be the host for the watch party this Saturday. So this is for everyone in the community. Why they need to come to Sport Decision this Saturday night to cheer on your Lions.
I've seen a lot of people posting about it already. Like he said, we've been having a great time every Wednesday night, and I'm sure on Saturday it's going to be even better. So come, make sure you check us out and watch us win the game on the road. That's
Coach Damian Daniels. He's 3-0, 2-0 in league play. Appreciate you, Coach. We'll take a break, and then what we got coming up next, Mike Peacock will be with Marco Lee, the running back here, the Columbus Line Coach Show from 4 Decisions, and we'll be right back after this.
Back here at Poor Decisions, Mike Peacock with the Columbus Lions, and we got a guest here, Marco Lee, the running back for the Lions offense. And Marco, welcome, number one. And number two, congratulations on a great start to the season so far.
Yes, sir. Appreciate that.
And talk about this Lions offense. These guys, you guys have been clicking on all cylinders and doing the job, and you're a big part of that with being the running back, the main running back for the team. Talk about your role on that offense.
My role is just to execute every time I step on the field. Just do my job. That's the main thing. The offense, it always starts up front. Of course, you know, our O-line been putting in work trying to make sure we handling our business every practice and every game. So I'm proud of them boys. Hats off to them.
Well, and you look at the stats and you look at Blaine Espinoza, but you look in that last column right there, sacks. Only one on the season. And that really wasn't a breakdown in protection. That was a defensive, what I call a defensive sack, because he went through his progressions about 2 times before somebody finally caught him and dragged him down. So the protection's been great on the offensive side.
Yes, sir.
You guys have been doing a heck of a job. And talk about your offensive coordinator, Pierre Coffey. Talk about what he's brought to the table this year as far as the offense goes.
I love how he run the offense. Like, it's tremendous. Like, it's like it's easy to him. It's just natural. He come out and then he let us know start of practice what the plans is, what the plans for the week is, and then we just go from there. Like, I love Pierre Coffey.
Talk about being a running back in arena football. You know going in that you're not going to carry the ball like you did formerly as a running back at other levels, because this is mainly a passing game. It's an excitement game. But talk about your role as a running back and what you're expected to do on each game in and game out.
It's really more about being selfless. You just gotta, like I said, play your role, do your job. The whole team got to do their job first for everything to work. So it is a big switch, being able to run the ball in other leagues and then switch it to this league and now being more of a blocker.
Yeah.
But like I say, I'm a team player, so it's not really much of a problem to me.
Well, when you're called on, though, you got a whopping 12 yards rushing, but
Yes,
you got
sir.
3 touchdowns in those 12 yards, so you've been really productive.
Yes, sir. Last game, 3 for 3.
Yeah, absolutely.
1 passing.
Absolutely.
Yes,
So,
sir.
and that's called doing your job. But you mentioned earlier, it all starts with the guys up front. Talk about the offensive line, and you get to play a lot with those offensive linemen because you're in the blocking schemes on every play, especially the pass plays. Talk about those guys and what they do every day.
Harvey, center, he come to practice every day, ready to work. Same thing for Yumis and Jaleel. I like their mentality. They don't come out and be lazy, lackadaisical. They come out, handle their business, and then going on about the day. We can't harp on the O-line as much. They don't get a lot of celebration, but I do love to celebrate with them when we do score touchdowns and win games because, like I said, it always starts up front.
Well, you look at it, Blaine's 29 of 52, 379 yards, 12 touchdowns, only 1 pick on the year. He couldn't do that without you guys doing your job.
Most definitely.
Yeah, it all starts with that, and you're a protector, and you are a blocker, but also you're there for him to dump the ball off to every now and then, and also you're there for him to hand the ball to you every now and then, and you do your job once you get that football.
Yes, sir. It's a mind thing. Got to keep it in your head. Dominate.
What's your mentality when you get the football? I mean, you're a hard guy to bring down, but what are you looking to do once you get that football in your hands?
I'm looking to score, like mandatory touchdown.
No matter what's in front of you. Right?
No matter what's in front of me, mandatory touchdown. Like you said, it's like only so many carries I'm gonna get, so it's like got to take advantage of every touch.
And talk about just the whole mentality around this team. You have new ownership with Roger Beck, general manager Corey Black. Talk about what it's like to play in this organization this year.
For Roger Beck coming in the way he did, he flipped it around like big. We had Tony Armani come to the halftime show. We talked about AJ. We also had Cupid.
Yeah.
That's a big change from last year. I do like what he brings to the table and the opportunities he opened up for us.
So there's a new excitement around this team, and it's starting to catch on in the city. We've had great crowds. Talk about the crowds. You guys interact with the crowd, especially going into the fourth quarter. You guys usually take a lap around and slap some high fives and talk to the fans. But talk about the fans that have come out this year and what kind of environment they're bringing.
I think our biggest game was probably the teacher appreciation game, the last game we just had. The crowd was packed. It was lit. I just want to say hats off to them. Much love to everybody that come and support us at the Columbus Civic Center for our games. I can't thank them enough.
Well, Dave and I have been pumping it up on the broadcast every week. We love it when people watch us on YouTube, but there's nothing like being there in person and seeing this arena football game in person.
Yes, sir.
Well, folks, this is Marco Lee. We've had a good conversation with him, and we're going to take a break here, and we're going to come back, and Dave Plata is going to come on with a special guest as well, and we'll be back here to Poor Decisions. Don't forget, 50-cent wings here at Poor Decisions tonight, and they got ball games on all around the room. The Braves are playing over there. They got some NFL highlights from last season up. Come on out to Poor Decisions. We appreciate them hosting this Lions Coaches Show, and we'll be back in a moment here on the Lions Network.
Yes, sir.
Hey, welcome back to Poor Decisions for the Lions Coaches Show. Dave Plata here. What a great season it's been for the Columbus Lions. 3 wins, 3 dominant victories. Great job. A lot of it has to do with the defense and how good they have been. We're joined by Grant Jackson, the cornerback, one of the cornerbacks. Grant, how about the way things have started for you guys this season? When did you know that things were going to start to line up like this?
I don't think I knew right away, but I think the way we prepare each and every day, with Coach Daniels, Cole, and the rest of the coaching staff, the way they prepare us every day, and the way they've been so wonderful with all the things behind the scenes with the organization, it's just been amazing. Down to when we practice, how we practice, and the way we get after each and every day has just been amazing. So I knew we were gonna come out and dominate because that's what we preach. We practice what we preach. So when we come out and what we see on the field, that's a product of how we prepare each and every day with film study, practice, and everything of that nature.
One thing that's great about this defense is there's a good mix. There's a lot of veterans here and a lot of rookies who are hungry and want to make a statement. You're one of the rookies.
I am.
What kind of adjustments have you had to make to play in the indoor game as compared to the outdoor game?
There's been a lot of adjustments. I think trusting in Coach Daniels, trusting in vets like Darrell Green, and coming into the arena game, me and other rookies like Takari Thomas, you got Kenyatta Richardson playing linebacker. We're just coming in hungry, but also with open ears, open minds, and learning different techniques and ways to play the football game that we haven't necessarily played in the outdoor game. You know what I'm saying? So learning not only the scheme and how we want to play defense aggressively, but also learning how to work with other guys on the field. So we're not just soloed up man to man, but how we combo different things and how we get to play a team game, a game within a game too. So I think we go into the game looking for coach, and coach knows how to utilize us to the best of our ability and what things we do and what our strengths are, and he does that to best visibility. So we just want to continue to do that well, and I think we'll be pretty good.
You guys have been ripping it up back there.
Yeah.
7 picks in 3 games by y'all. What's working for you guys? They're coming up with all these picks, all the route jumping going on.
Well, it's not even really the route jumping. I'm gonna give it all to the D-line. The D-line, we have the best D-line in the AL. We have the best D-line, I think, in arena football. So those guys get to the quarterback, and we just do our job staying over top. I'm a small cog in a big machine. That's the Columbus Lions. So I think just staying over top, doing our job, and coming to work every day.
Well, small cog with a really slick interception, 26-yard return.
Yes, sir.
Longest return of the season by the Lions so far. Tell me about that one.
Well, I would tell you one thing. The guys got on me for not getting in the end zone with, time to, or a little bit of time to spare left. All the guys were mocking me in film and stuff like that, getting on me. So we got a little bet going on who can get the first touchdown out of all the guys in the backfield. We're trying to get that first interception for a touchdown. I know Drell has 2 picks, Kari has 2. I only have 1, so we're trying to see who's going to get in that end zone first. And we're going to make it a little competition. So
I know.
We're excited for it.
Yeah, a couple of pick sixes already. So you guys got guys are working it.
Some of the linebackers got those picks.
I know.
I don't have any from the defensive backs yet. So,
It ain't over yet. There's a lot of football to be played. But I mean, the defensive touchdowns too, fumble recovery touchdowns, coming up with the big plays and everything else, all the tackles for loss, and just ball hawking in general.
Yeah.
What is it makes this thing work? You talk about the front 3. The front 3 have been dominant.
Yes.
Talk to me about those front 3.
The front 3, they're relentless. They come each and every day, not only to practice, but to the games with such a motor. And then you got Damian Daniels, our coach. He's not going to let up on us. Yeah. Even when we had a game the other day, we won, I think it was 62-28. We won by, 3, 4, 5 scores. Yeah. And the mood in the locker room was still as if we lost. He was like, we didn't do well enough. So it's that relentless, hey, this is not good enough. We strive for protection, and when we fall short, we're going to be damn great. So we're excited for it.
You're playing for one of the best DBs in the history of indoor football,
yes,
too. What have you learned from him? What's the biggest thing you've learned from him so far?
I think the biggest thing I learned from him, I'll probably say tempo, making sure in my coverage that I'm not only reading the high motions and things like that and communicating with the guys that I'm on the field with, but understanding the in and outs of what the offense is trying to do and how our defense works. So I think the X's and O's on paper and how it translates to the field. He would never tell me to do anything on the field that we haven't drawn on the board yet or that we haven't watched in the film room. So everything that I learned from him, he takes it step by step, and then he expects us to execute. And when that ball's in the air, sometimes you're going to say, hey, lock it up. You're going 0, let's make some plays. You know what I'm saying? So he lets us be athletes at the end of the day, and he expects us to be athletes.
All right, what about this week? Jersey, first road game. Now,
yes.
The fact that you're going on the road for the first time, what's that going to be like?
I'm not sure. I'm not too sure. Being a rookie and coming out as our first road game, I don't know what to expect. I'm just, putting my faith in God, walking with him. So whatever we got planned, whatever we got going down there, I have my faith in game plan with coach, I have my faith in my other DBs. I'm going to practice to the best of my ability this week, and we're going to get the show going.
What's been the best part of this season for you, your first season indoor?
Easily the camaraderie with the guys. The guys living in the house that I'm living in are some of my good friends now. And I think those relationships will be for the rest of my lifetime. So I'm excited for that, and I'm excited to continue building these relationships with all the teammates and the coaches and the fans of Columbus. The fans have been amazing. The fans have been awesome. Columbus has done a great job. Like, we love Columbus. I love being here. I'm enjoying it. Everybody's been amazing. Everybody talks to you. You wear Columbus Lions gear out in public, somebody's going to come speak to you, and it's just a great community. And I've been loving Columbus so far. They liking me. I'm loving Columbus too. So
it's good to know. It's good to know the fan support.
It is.
That you guys, that the fans are loving you guys the way they should.
They are.
It's nothing better than that. All right, so it's the Jersey Bearcats coming up on Saturday. We're not done yet. There's more to come on the Lions Coaches Show. When we come back here at Poor Decisions.
Welcome back to Poor Decisions, 50 Cent Wing Night. Don't forget, come on out here and join us. Lions Coaches Show, and then the rest of the night, they've got ball games all over the TVs in here. Have a great time, and you've got now the pleasure of the vintage
Vintage, I like that.
broadcast team.
I like that.
For the Columbus Lions, Dave Plata and myself. And Dave, we've had a lot of fun so far through these first 3 games.
Yeah.
And Lions go on the road this week, and they're going to have a tough test on the road. First time on the road for some of these younger players, and they're going up to Jersey. And let's talk about what you know about Jersey right now.
I'll be honest with you, I don't know much about them. I know their quarterback has gotten off to a good start this season. He keeps popping up on the Player of the Week board, which says something because, of course, Blaine Espinoza has been on fire the first 3 weeks.
Absolutely.
So they're going to have to deal with a quarterback knows what he's doing, can do a little bit of dealing. But let's face it, the Lions have been doing a little bit of dealing too.
Yeah.
I mean, defensively, think about it. The opponent team in the red zone, they've stopped them 50% of the time and kept them off the board, while the offense has gotten on board almost everything. 16 trips to red zone, 15 touchdowns.
15
I mean,
touchdowns.
the Lions have just been dominant on both sides of the ball.
Well, and you look at those defensive stats, Dave, and you look at these numbers over here in the sacks and the tackles for loss.
Oh, I know.
And you look at what they're living in the backfield, and you've got DeAndre Brown, I believe, with 7.5 sacks.
Yeah.
You've got DeCoven Ware with 6.5 sacks. You've
Yeah.
got McCall Yancey with 4.5 sacks. I mean, that's good numbers.
Oh, I know.
Through 3 ball games.
Scary. I mean, Ware's got 13 tackles for loss.
Yeah, it's amazing.
The 3 safeties in that first game and all the picks, 7 picks, 4 fumble recoveries. Their turnover ratio is plus 10. Plus 10. That's why you're 3-0.
Unbelievable. And then you flip the card to the offensive side. Got a good chance to talk to Marco Lee here, the running back. And Marco had some good things to say. It all starts up front.
Yes.
Those offensive linemen are doing their job, and then Marco being the protector and sometimes ball carrier.
Yeah.
Those guys are doing a great job of giving Blaine Espinoza time to throw the ball. The only sack that he suffered this year was a coverage sack.
Yeah.
It was not because there was a breakdown in the offensive line or the protection.
Yeah.
It was because he had gone through his progressions 2 or 3 times and had a lot of time back there to throw, and then finally just somebody broke loose from protection and got a hold of him.
Yeah.
And so it wasn't like somebody rushed right through and bull rushed and got a sack. It was a drawn out play.
Yeah.
And those guys have done a tremendous job.
The guys with their knuckles in the turf have dominated on both sides of the ball. The Lions have owned the trenches, and that, again, is 3 wins. There you go. Offensive line. I mean, what else can you say about them? With just the 1 sack? And they played some pretty good teams here.
Pretty
and
incredible.
they've dominated. And, I mean, and Marco, he's played a great team.
Yeah.
He has the non-exciting job of basically blocking in the backfield, but when he gets that ball, you know what's coming.
Well,
he's going to run him over.
He told me just a few minutes ago. He said, when I said, "What's your goal when you get the football?" He said, "My goal is to score."
Yep.
And I said, "No matter what's in front of you." He said, "Absolutely, no matter what's in front of you." He's a load to bring down, and when he gets his feet moving, he intends to score.
Well, 4 carries, 3 touchdowns. I think he's done a pretty good
ratio.
job.
Pretty good ratio.
It doesn't get much
Absolutely.
better than that.
Absolutely. But again, another exciting game coming this week. We'll be back in the Civic Center, this time on Sunday,
Yes.
May 17th. And we'll announce a little bit more about what to look for as far as entertainment in that game.
Yeah.
It's going to have to go a long way to beat the first 3 games.
I
can tell you
know.
that.
Those halftime shows, first 3, all were absolute winners. Everybody they've had in there has done a great job getting the fans riled up and getting them ready for second half to watch the Lions pull off another win.
Oh, absolutely. And hey, Dave and I have said it numerous times on the broadcast, and we've talked about it. We love it that you're joining us on the Lions YouTube network, but you got to come see this team in person.
There's
nothing like it.
It's a whole other thing. The speed of the game and the quick decisions and just the athleticism you see out there, you got to see it to really
Gotta
believe
see
it.
to believe it.
Yep.
So Sunday, May 17th, the next home game for the Lions. Dave and I expect to see you there. Turn around and wave at us up in the Crow's Nest.
Yeah.
We're like the 2 old guys before the Muppet Show. Those of you who remember those, just wave at us up there, and we'll give you a laugh and a wave. And join us in the Civic Center. Come see this team play. You won't be sorry.
You gotta show up. You gotta be there. You don't want to miss it.
Hey,
Don't
we're
miss
going to take
another
a
one.
break here from Poor Decisions. Don't forget, 50 Cent Wing Night. Come out and join us at Poor Decisions, and we'll see you on Sunday the 17th And we'll be back in just a moment on the Lions Coaches Show.
Thank you to Mike and Dave for wrapping it up. Two old guys in the booth that are the best, man, and love that they get to be the voices of the Columbus Lions. Thank you to Marco Lee and Grant Jackson. Thank you to Damian Daniels. Thank you to assistant coach Koa Picard. And thank you to everyone here at Poor Decisions. It's 50 Cent Wing Night. We got Bringo Baldwin in the building. We got Big Rich who came out. Everyone wants to be at Poor Decisions. It's a place to be tonight. 50 Cent Wing Night. They're going to have the NBA games going on. They're going to have Braves going on. Come and hang out, have some fun. And we're going to wrap it up here. Make sure to come this Saturday. Watch party. Jersey Bearcats, Lions on the road. Lions trying to go to 4-0 on the season. We'll see you next time on the Columbus Lions Coaches Show.